Hey YouTube, this is Sergio Briones. I just wanted to make a video on my real estate portfolio. I've been investing in real estate for the past about 6 years. I didn't get more aggressive until the last 3 years. I've bought and sold several properties, and right now I currently own 9 properties, as you can see here in my Excel chart. By the way, I love it using Excel. I love calculating all my keeping all my information together. I made this chart just to keep track of my rental income, what I owe. As you can see here, all of these 9 are properties that I own. This one is my homestead. This is where I live. The first one is my store. I put them in order from highest balance to the lowest. My highest balance is the store, which I owe about $156,000. I still have 8 years and 1 month time left to pay it off. And this is my newest property. It's at the end because it's the cheapest property that I own. Well, the least balance that I own. I only owe $24,000 on this property, and I have a mortgage of 5 years. I started investing without a bank. I have decent credit, but I started buying properties, and unfortunately the bank doesn't lend me money because of my debt to income ratio. I've been buying properties cash and owner finance. All of my deals have been that way, and hopefully my goal is to pay down all these properties, to have some good income, and to start investing with credits. That's gonna be my next move. But as of now, I deal with what I have. The store, I pay $22.54, $231 in taxes, $125 in insurance, and it's at a 9% interest. Unfortunately, when you buy owner finance, you typically get between 8 and 12% interest. I mean, it sucks, but at least I'm starting to invest, and I'm starting to gain some traction. This is what the property cost me in total, $2610. This it's a grocery store which I own, and I operate also. Me and my wife run it, and we have 4 employees. I'm gonna make another video on that. That store basically semi-retired me from my job. I was a terminal manager in a transportation company. I was making about $70,000 a year, and my wife was also working. She also had a 9 to 5, and she also quit her job thanks to this store. It's not making us rich, but with the 4 employees basically running it, we just oversee it, and we have a lot of spare time, so I can be investing in real estate. But I'll make another video on that on the grocery store. The second line is Centeno. This is my apartment complex. It's a 6-plex, 6 apartments, 2-bedroom, 1 bath units. It's in a neighboring city, about 10 minutes away from where I live. This is my payment. The payment is pretty high. This is what I owe, the balance, but it was a 5-year mortgage, so I only owe 4 years and 8 months. And this is what I pay in taxes and insurance, and it's at a 10% interest. This is my total cost for this property. I collect about $3,075, so I'm short about $400. I mean, I look at it as an investment. I wish I could buy properties with credit so they could cash flow, but unfortunately, like I mentioned, I'm working with what I got. In 5 years, I'm gonna have a property that's gonna be giving me $3,000 a month. So I'm okay investing for long term. I don't need the cash right now. This third one is my property where I live on. The payment is actually about $600, but I give extra, so I want to pay it off sooner. That's why I'm only gonna take 8 years and 4 months to pay it off. I owe $123,000. This is what I pay in taxes and insurance, and this one is a low because I assumed the loan, so this one is through the bank. And right now the regular payment is supposed to be $1,400, but I'm giving about $600 extra to pay it off sooner. So my payment comes out to $2,000 a month. This is another property I have in the south, 1032. I owe $94,000. This one was a 15-year loan, so I still have 14 years, 6 months, as you can see here, to go. $230. I don't have insurance on that one as of now. It's a 10% interest, and this is what I pay in total. And the rest the same thing. This one I owe 7 years. This one I owe 14 years and 6 months. This one I owe 5 years. This one I owe 3 years, and this one I owe 5 years. So as you can see, my total debt is $741,000. I basically own about 1.4 million in property. So my debt to value is about 50%. I'm trying to pay this down. I'm gonna try to use the debt snowball to get rid of all this debt, because as soon as I get rid of all this debt, I'm gonna have a very good income, because this is my rental income. So I'm trying to get rid of all this debt so I can free up some money and have some working capital every month to invest some more. This is what I pay. I pay myself rent from the store. I pay myself $2,400 in rent from the store, from the grocery store. These two in yellow are two properties that I sold, owner financed myself. They're already paid off. That's why they're not up here. These properties are already paid off. I get $2,000 a month for this property. I highlighted them in yellow because they're income streams that are going to run out. They still have like 4 years to go, but I mean, they're gonna run out sooner. They're not forever, since they're paying me the property, they're buying it. So this one I get $2,000 a month. My personal contribution, basically to pay my house, $2,000 a month, and I pay this from my personal income, which is the income I get from the grocery store. Canvasback I get $1,150, St. Pius $1,150, St. Margaret $1,100, Independence $1,100. Bristol, this is another property that I sold. They still owe me about $35,000. I get $800 per month. These are other properties. These two is a taco stand, a food stand that I have outside my grocery store. I have two tenants. They each pay $650 a month. This is the property that I just bought, which is this property, Rio Sena. I get $650 a month, and these 6 are the Centennial apartments, the 6-plex. This is the one that I mentioned before, that I get about $3,000 a month. So I don't treat each property independently. Some properties do not cash flow. I use money from other properties to cover holes. I treat my portfolio as one. I see as long as my portfolio is cash flowing, that I'm not putting money out of my pocket, except for my house, of course, I don't mind. I'm basically leveraging other people's money, but it's a hard position to be in. You gotta have some funds reserved in case some properties are vacant, so you can cover them out of pocket. And right now, after taxes and insurance, I cash flow about $1,400 a month, which is not much. It's about $17,000 annually. But my goal is not to cash flow right now. All this money gets reinvested into buying more properties or paying down the debt. My goal is to pay down all this debt and get rid of this $13,000, which I'm approximately, if I snowball this, I think I'm gonna take between 6 and 7 years. Not putting any extra money, just letting the real estate portfolio work on its own. I don't feed it anymore, any extra money. I let it grow by itself. Of course, this does not include maintenance, vacancies, which is supposed to be budgeted. But like I mentioned, right now I don't mind if 1 month I have to use this amount of $1,400 to cover a boiler or a toilet that needs repaired. I don't mind using this money, because I don't live off of this money. I have my own separate business that I collect money every week. I get a paycheck every week. Thank the Lord, and I don't depend on this. So I'm letting this grow. I'm letting this get paid down every month. My equity position grows every month. For example, in this first property, I think I make like $1,000 or $1,200 every month on equity. So every month this number decreases by like a little bit more than $1,000. This one, the second one, every month out of the $2,975, about $1,800 decrease. So even if I sell, sometimes I don't wait to pay the property down. Sometimes, for example, this Rio Sena, I'm thinking of selling it. I'm still unsure. I think I can get about, I paid $32,000 for it. I just posted a video on it. I want to make on the walkthrough. I want to make another video on the numbers, but I'll tell you guys really quick. This one I paid $32,000. I gave $8,000 down. It's an owner finance property. I'm gonna pay $510 for $510 a month to pay the $24,000, 10% interest in 5 years. I'm thinking I can get about without investing $1 on it. It needs a lot of repairs, but without investing $1, I think I can get about $52,000, $55,000 for it. I can probably owner finance it myself. I can ask for the $24,000 down. I pay off the property, and the other $26,000, $28,000 that are gonna be owed, they can be paid to me per month with a good interest, and that's how I end up with these properties in yellow. So it's a good business. It's a good long-term investment. Like I mentioned, I'm not planning on right now. I don't take money out of my real estate portfolio. I don't buy anything for my personal use. I don't go on vacation with this money. This money is just set aside, like if it was in a 401k or a retirement account. I just put it aside and I let it grow by itself. Sometimes I sell properties and buy other properties. This is the way I was able to purchase this my grocery store. I had to give $90,000 down, and I sold the duplex that I had, and I was able to come up with the amounts to give the down payment for this property, which I paid close to $300,000. But right now it was a 10-year term. I paid $267,000 for it. Gave 90 down, and right now I only owe 156. So if you guys have any questions, I mean, this is not for everyone. Like I mentioned, if you need the money now, it would be a lot better to get a cash flowing property. But this is always an option. This option is for people that do not have credit, if they don't qualify through a bank, if they have the high debt to income ratio. This is also an option. It's not gonna make you money right now, but you're gonna have some money for the future. You're gonna be at least preparing, getting some traction. I sold another property a month ago, similar to this one. I bought two double wide mobile homes on 2 lots. This is one of them. The other one I already sold it. I bought them for $70,000, and a few months later I sold it for $90,000. So I flipped it. I made about $20,000 in a few months. Well, a little bit more than $20,000. I made about $30,000. I made $30,000, but if I subtract my expense, I made about $20,000. And this one I kept it as a rental. I pay $688 and I collect $1,100 a month. I have it through housing Section 8. So I mean, you do get money. If you flip it, you get some money, and then with the money, with the reserves, you buy another property, and you keep going. It's a monopoly. But if you guys have any questions, I'm by no means an expert, but if I can help you in anything, feel free to comment below. If you like the video, if you like the information, if you like the transparency, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.